We're going to have a barrel of laughs. Get it? Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktail, or in this case, a drinking video for you. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is my COVID whiskey, for lack of a better term. Shortly after COVID started, I put in a bunch of Evan Williams White Label, which is the 100 proof bottled in bond Evan Williams, into this small barrel from the Independent Stave Company. And it has now been 2 years. It's funny, it only feels like a decade. So what we're going to do today, and it's going to be a little different, and I'm not sure how sort of linear this is going to be, but we're going to dump this, we're going to proof it, and then I've got a fresh bottle of Evan Williams White Label, and we're going to test them against each other. So this is going to kind of show you a microcosm of what happens in a barrel over a bunch of years. And here, obviously, like 2 years. It's a very small barrel, though, and the whiskey had already been pre-aged. So we're going to see if we gained proof, lost proof, and see what it did for the flavor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dump this barrel, and I'm probably going to have you watch that because it's not going to be very interesting. But we'll be back in a minute after I've dumped it, and we're going to put it into these Maker's Mark bottles because I, in the move, lost my empty Evan Williams bottles. I did, however, rinse these bottles out with the regular Evan Williams. So hopefully that shouldn't really affect the flavor very much. And we'll see you back here in a minute with an empty barrel and some full bottles. And we are back with an empty barrel and full bottles. So the first thing I want to do is check the proof on this. Now we know going in, this is a bottled in bond product, so it's 100 proof exactly. If anybody's wondering about bottled in bond, we might talk about that a little bit more at some point. Basically, it's going to be 100 proof from one distiller in one distilling season. And the government bonded warehouse, which actually is pretty easy nowadays because all distilling, well, at least the vast majority of distilling or of rick houses are government bonded, and also it has to be at least 4 years old. All right, so we got our hydrometer here, so we know it went into 100 proof. We are going to check to see what it came out at. And it looks like, oh, we're hot. We are hot. So we had a lot of the Angels got a lot of this stuff we put in there. So I put in, I believe it was 4 liters, and we now have 2 750 milliliter bottles. So you can kind of work out, you know, the Angels here there, and we are coming out. It looks like right about 138 proof. Which is obviously means we gained a lot of proof in the barreling. So the reason that happens is barrels are porous. You know, things can go through them. So apparently in a typical Iowa basement, there is more water evaporating out of this barrel than there is alcohol. So that means that the ratio of alcohol to the other liquids in the whiskey is I'm not saying that very well. There's more water evaporating than there's alcohol. So we get a very, very high proof spirit in this case. Looks like just a little bit shy. Let's play that just a little bit. Make sure it's actually. Yeah, I think I'd probably call that maybe 135. About 135 proof. So that means we definitely get some proof. So this is going to be a nice hot spirit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pour ourselves, which I already did. This is a little bit of the extra that came out of the barrel. We're going to try that. And we're going to pour ourselves just a little of our original Evan Williams White Label bottled in bond. Now, it's sort of strange comparing these because they're very obviously incredibly different. Again, like I said, 2 years. I mean, you can see the color is indistinguishable. This is a kind of a light amber color, maybe more golden, I guess. And this is a very, very dark, very, very dark whiskey. And that's all the char inside here. Now, for sort of full disclosure purposes, I've used this once before. I aged Old Crow in here. We gained a lot of proof on the Old Crow too, so I'm not really surprised we gained a lot of proof on this one. So this is second use. So this is not going to pick up as much as the first time we used this barrel. But the difference is when you're using small barrels like this, there's so much contact between the whiskey and the spirit that you're going to be getting a lot of flavor in there, significantly more than you would with a large or a standard 53-gallon barrel. Now, that's where if you're aging at home, this is where you kind of have to be a little bit careful. First of all, you age too long in these barrels, you're gonna have anything left. Again, here we got two 750s when we put in 4 liters. So, you know, that's a lot to lose. If I had let this go another year, I don't know what we would have had left. Probably maybe only 1 bottle at that point. The other thing is you're adding a lot of oak. So this is not like a typical 53-gallon barrel where you're aging it for, you know, between 4 and 15 years, and you're having 53 gallons of spirit in there. This you're having basically a gallon. And so because of all that contact, you're getting a lot of oak flavor. So it's very easy to overdo it. Now, as to whether or not I overdid it here, we're about ready to check. So let's go ahead and nose our Evan Williams White Label first. Let's see what we think of that. It's got just a little bit of astringency, but this is a good bottle. Evan Williams White Label, if you're looking for sort of a lower end whiskey that's bourbon that's good for sipping, I think Evan Williams White Label is a real good candidate for that. In our tasting, we also did Old Forester 100 proof is very good as well. So it's younger. Again, this has to be at least 4 years. I'm guessing this is probably between a 4 to 5 year old whiskey. It's nice. It's got a little bit of that astringency, a little bit of that kind of acetate-y note that a lot of younger whiskeys will have. Sometimes a lot of lower end whiskeys will have, but it's not too much. Certainly not overpowering. I'd be perfectly fine sipping that. Now, let's go for our old man here. I mean, there's a lot of oak. There's a lot of oak, there's a lot of caramel, there's a lot of vanilla. It's very, very earthy. I'm not sure if this is too much aging or not. This is going to be real close to the borderline because we have added a lot of oak here. And again, that's also up to personal preference. For some people, they are perfectly happy with a 2 to 3 year old whiskey, and they don't mind that at all. Other people, they need it to be, you know, to taste like it just came out of a lumberyard. I think we might have gone a little bit too long on this one. I enjoy it. It's very oaky. It does not taste 138 proof or 135 proof. It is hot, but it does not taste that hot. It only tastes maybe a little hotter than our 100 proof, but it does not taste as, you know, it's not killing you, I don't think. But as far as the proofing goes, that's something you really have to do on your own because different places, and it's one of the things I've asked at a lot of the distillery tours I've been to, and I've been on a lot, and no one's really ever been able to lay down exactly what makes people gain or lose proof, because there are distilleries out there that say that they lose proof over the years, and I'm not exactly sure what that reason is. If I ever find out, I'll come on here and do a video about it. Yeah, I think we might have gone a little more aged than we should have gone on this one. It's not bad, but probably a little more oak than I would like to have. This is probably one that's I would call more of like a dessert bourbon. It would be good with, if you're having like some apple pie or something like that. It's very sweet. All those flavors that are imparting, like I said, it's caramels, it's vanillas. They're very desserty kind of flavors. So this is going to go real well with the dessert. So that's probably what I would do with it. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to fill that up. And I'm going to do that off camera, but I've decided we've done bourbons twice in here, so what we're going to do this time is we're going to do a rum. This is a Doorly's 5-year. This is a very solid cocktail rum. They're higher, they're extra age stuff, they're 8-year. The VSOP, I think is what the other one is called, and the 12-year are very, very good and very, very cheap. I think this is one of the best kept secrets in the rum in the rum world. Doorlies is real good. So we are going to, as soon as we turn the camera off, fill this thing up with Doorlies, and we'll see you back here. We're definitely not going to do 2 years on this. I think 2 years on this would kill it. So maybe we'll come back in 6 months and we'll dump this and see what that did to it. But until then, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink. Let's record that one more time because Vanessa laughed and I think it got on the thing.